this one you couldn't thought it couldn't get any better. Tell you what, brothers and sisters, I'll tell you what. Here we go.
Democrats, call your office. You know, we're March Madness time. Terrible.
Call your office. Call your office. Fucking weirdo.
Terrible, to quote the great Charles Barkley, view Democratic Party favorably. CNN SRS, look at this, 29%. NBC News, you want to go lower than that? How about 27%? Both are record lows. The low.
Gee, I wonder why.
It's going back to 1992 in CNN polling, the lowest going back on record to 1990 in NBC News polling. The majority of Americans hold an unfavorable or negative view of the Democratic Party at this point. All I can say is I'm a big fan of the oldies, so I'm going to quote Chubby Checker. How low can you go? How about this one?
Look at that. Look at that. All voters, disapproval, 68%. And 49% of that is Democrats. So half of that 68% is Democrats. 21% out of all of them approve of that. Let's hear. Move your arm.
Holy Toledo.
What is that?
Voters' views of the Democrats.
So 40% of the 21% are approving that. That is astronomically wild. And do you know why? You know why? Gee, I wonder why. Because we're sick and tired of this ridiculous, diabolical, big foreheaded, one-way narrative. We're sick of it, and it needs to stop. Do what's right for the people, not what's right for one party. Just because you have abundance of money, aka Democrats, doesn't mean that you're right. It's almost similar to mobile apps. How they're astronomically pay to win. It's like Democrats, they have all this money. They have all of this money, and they've had it for decades. And they're just able to buy their way to the top. And they have been able to do this for decades, or a half a century. And I'll tell you what, brothers and sisters, that is not the way it's going to go.
Democrats in Congress among all voters disapprove 68%, and look at the approved number, just 21%, even lower than the.
Look at the approved number. Look at that approved number. Yeah, that number. Yeah, the number. Yeah. We could have called this happening back in the 2010s, back in the early 2000s when I was graduating high school. I could have called this shit. You know why? Do you know why? Because Democrats cannot stand in a podcast formation. They cannot do anything unscripted. They cannot just be thrown out into the wilderness and just go with it. They can't do it. They have to have like weeks or months ahead of time notice. They have to, not only that, but they have to pick their own questions. And not only that, they have to pick their own questions months ahead of time. So that way they can formulate how to answer these said questions. That's not how it should be. It's not how it should be in any way, shape, or form. Okay? This needs to stop. It's not the right thing to do.
Democratic Party at large, this is the lowest on record for Democrats according to Quinnipiac University polling. You think these numbers are bad? Let's go to this side of the screen. We'll look how Democratic voters feel. Get this. The plurality of Democratic voters disapprove of Democrats in Congress at 49%, and just 40% approve.
Horrible. Yeah, who would have known? Gee, I wonder why.